Go, Rex. Here we go, Rex. To my Well, if you're watching this now, you're probably witnessing history in the making. History in the making for Athletes Forum Podcast, history in the making for the Sideline, history in the making for your boy over here, new employee of College Sports Crew. Hey, that was a boring semifinal, right? Indiana dominating Oregon. Game is still currently going on, right? And it's like let's get into this reaction a little bit. I had to bring on my guy Rex into the mix to kind of talk about and break down this game a little bit, kind of give his thoughts. As SEC guys, it's a third year without having a team, in the natty, right? But let's kind of talk about this game as or what were your expectations going into this game versus how you think about a team like Oregon, a team like Indiana now?
My expectations going into this game, well, I thought first that, as we know, Indiana went into Eugene in the Autzen Stadium earlier this season and beat them. That was their first, national true coverage of, okay, this team is legit. This is Indiana, but a different type of Indiana. So I thought, before this game, I thought there's no way this team beats this Oregon team twice. There's just no way. They're too fast. I mean, they could hit them on these types of sides of the ball, blah, blah. And look at what they're doing. I'm looking at the score, 49-15. Indiana's going to the national championship. So
49-15, man.
I got a lot of questions. I'm glad we're hopping on this because I'd love to ask somebody like yourself, an ex-athlete, and just exactly how they're doing this and what other schools are missing. So I guess I can start us off with a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think my initial thoughts is Signetti fucked everything up for all the other coaches. Like, you think about this new coaching cycle, right? Your guy Will Stein, my guy Coach Summy, right? And the type of programs that they're at, right? In regards to like SEC programs and the success that some of these schools have had. And Indiana literally went to JMU to grab this guy, right? Who was 5 years at James Madison, right? I think it was like 85 win percentage there. Brings 14 JMU guys to not just in the old school, Indiana, in the Big Ten, right? And in 2 years, he's lost 2 games. So he's completely fucked up the expectations for a lot of these coaches during this coaching cycle going forward. So how is it done? Really, man, I was listening to a story about it earlier. He just got guys he believed in, guys he trusts, and he stays with those guys, throughout the time. As long as they're committed to him, right? He's committed to them, and they believe in regards to what he's preaching, the structure, the goal set in place. Like, belief is a strong thing when you got 100 guys all obviously going in one direction in regards to like the goals of things. But that's essentially what he did at Indiana, and he's turned that whole university, that those fans, that whole state, the whole geographic of the country into like believers that like Indiana is like a real team now, right? Even just saying Indiana is a real team and not just talking about basketball is like it doesn't even sound right. And now not only are they winning, this is pure dominance, right? This is 49-15 versus an Oregon team where honestly you're gonna have to stop looking at like the brands of these teams and thinking of what they were, because like again, Signetti messed up that whole expectations of what teams could be, because he's telling you that like, if I could do it here, you could do it anywhere. And it's just crazy to think, because now you got to see more parity, I think. Now you got hope for Kentucky.
Well, I hope and pray, but I mean, exactly what you're saying. To follow off your point, like the expectation that he's setting, that we're looking at with our own eyes right here, is something that nearly all fan bases dream of. Like they think of it as something that's damn near out of reach. They can't touch something like that. When you think of a program like Indiana, who was in a horrific place the year before Signetti came in, to me, as a big college football fan and watching it for so many years, I think to myself, Indiana doesn't have that certain few things, that certain thing that would ever take them to the next level, like a Alabama, an LSU, or Oregon, blah, blah, blah. I just never thought that we'd be witnessing this. And last thing I'll say is what really solidified this all for me and knew this was probably one of the biggest I guess, scenarios I've ever seen in my life for college football was last week when Indiana went into the Rose Bowl and beat Alabama 38-3 and made Alabama look like they had no purpose in playing. So, unreal.
Yeah, unreal for sure. And don't get it twisted. Like Alabama, they were a team that was kind of, not what we all thought they would be, but we thought that maybe they had turned the corner, obviously coming off that win versus Oklahoma. And we're looking at an Indiana team and what they're doing to an Oregon team, and this is an Oregon team that, again, Big Ten now is, I guess, most people consider the best conference in college in college football. And then you think about the teams at the Big Ten. You think about obviously you think about Oregon, Indiana. You think about Ohio State, right? And this is just an ass whooping, right? And we've heard it all week. It's hard to beat a team twice, right? It's hard to beat a team twice. Not for Indiana. Not for Indiana. They've been destroying teams, right? And it's almost like they're peaking. It's almost like they're peaking at the right time, right? It's almost like they've kind of coasted through the season. They went against science with having kind of a soft schedule. If you think about it, they were playing like Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and then obviously had to go through the Big Ten in the teams that they played. But they've only gotten better, right? They've only gotten better each week leading up to this point. And I feel like now they're kind of showing you like, all right, like at what everyone thought Ohio State was going to be, they got the wrong school. That's Indiana. That's Indiana right now, bro. Mendoza has less than 200 yards and has 5 touchdowns.
Well, I want to say something about Mendoza is that one of the announcers earlier made a great point, and that Mendoza looks very, very similar. The most similar quarterback I've seen to Joe Burrow, who is my boy, my quarterback. The way he so effortlessly reads the field, he looks so calm out there. Before tonight, I was saying I would not want Mendoza as my franchise, as my NFL quarterback. He doesn't have that it factor. What can you say at this point? They're out here smoking teams. It's not even a competition. So good for them, man. They deserve it.
Bro, it's not even the competition, right? What do you obviously he's gonna be a Raider or a Jet. What do you think of Mendoza at the next level?
It's a great question, but it all depends on who he's with. What team he's with. That's one of the biggest factors to me. So if you put him on the Raiders, I think obviously it would give the Raiders a little bit of a spark. They need at least probably 2 years to get somewhere fully with him. They still got a lot more roster building to do. I don't know. He's smart, he's talented, and he can throw the ball. But something about it just tells me that he may be slacking in the pros. I hope I'm wrong. What do you think?
I mean, listen, a lot of it's going to depend on the situation you go to. It's different in the pros, right? It's not like the transfer portal. It's not like you could leave Cal and go to a school in the middle of Bloomington, nowhere, right? And turn a program around. Like it's going to be different. And you're going up against grown men who play just as fast and just as smart as he does. So it's definitely going to be different and going to be a different challenge for sure. On the other side of that, Dante Moore, probably not the best game to potentially end your college career, or maybe obviously this leads to him coming back. Is this a choke job? Is this a choke job by Dante in landing in the game?
Well, I don't want to speak over my boundaries here, because I will say I have not watched enough Dante Moore as I should this season.
Yeah,
I know that I've seen the points that he puts up, the recognition that he gets, and even the mock drafts that I've been seeing for next year. Listen, they're all going to have these games. I don't know if it was a choke job. I'm looking at this 55-15 score, and this wasn't a choke job, Jamal. This was complete and utter domination. So if you really grind it down, no. Yeah, everybody will say, oh, the first play of the game, the pick six. Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah, that was a bad ball.
But
corner was sitting on the out route. That's film study right there. Because
yeah, I mean, I said when that happened, I said that's ball game, and they all went downhill since. But here's the bright side. I was hoping Oregon lose this game. Why? Because their offensive coordinator, Will Stein, will now have full focus towards the Kentucky Wildcats. So
yeah, it's time for good old Willie boy to come home now.
You're damn right it is. Already putting in work in the portal. It only goes up from here.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. Now let's kind of talk about that before we get to topic number 2, as you see here, to the right. What are your thoughts on the team? Good old Willie Stein is building for Big Blue Nation.
Well, I know that it's very, very early, but I'd say that we're one of probably top 3 NCAA schools that are making the most out of the portal as of right now, with picks, with rumors. We need it, obviously. I mean, Vince Marrow from Louisville is really starting a battle in the portal in recruiting, taking Kentucky players, a lot of them from the Stoops' squad this past year. So we need a reset. If Stein wasn't already hitting the portal hard, we would be absolutely cooked. I mean, cooked. So he had to do this. I'm glad.
What are your thoughts on Minchie as the quarterback? And we're talking to just so the fans know, we're talking to my guy Rex, big Kentucky Wildcats fan. I had him on an episode a couple weeks ago when Willie Stein was announced as the coach, right? So if anyone's talking to Big Blue, I'm not doing it alone. I'm bringing my guy Rex into the mix. So what do you think of your new quarterback?
Well, first off, I was very caught off guard, stunned. Did not think it was Cutter Boley was going to enter the portal. So, for starters, I mean, that really, not a lot of time was spent between his announcement to the portal and Minchie coming in. Honestly, I don't know much about Minchie. The way I like to look at it, he was obviously in the quarterback battle at Notre Dame, a respectable guy. Haven't watched any of his film. I've heard there's little to no stats on him. I'd love to know how Stein and his crew was what they were looking at exactly when they saw his film, and why he would be greatly implemented into the program, if that makes sense. Last thing, I know the whole fan base was wanting to offer Sam. Why am I blanking? Sam Levitt, $6.5 million in NIL money.
I think they gave him some horses too. I think they were trying to give Sam some horses too over in Kentucky.
They would have, absolutely, and I'm all for that. But guess what happened? Another big program, LSU, came in and showed interest. Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah, I mean, but you see what Sig is doing at Indiana. If Will can have that same impact, this could be a different ball game in regards to what we're talking about, and we're talking about next year. So we'll see. I know you guys did get a former Gator, so have fun with Jordan Castle. He was one of my favorite DBs for the Gators. So we'll see. I like some of the guys you brought in. I know you brought in a linebacker from Arkansas as well. Kind of been following what Big Blue Nation has been going on. So it's going to be interesting to see. Next August, what the cats are gonna look like. Hey man, listen, we talked about earlier, Oregon, Indiana. It wasn't a great game. There's not much to say about it. Again, I'm checking the score right now. It's 56-15. Indiana alone hit the over. right? And
Oh my God, bro.
it's it's unfortunate, man. I mean, I don't know how much of with the Oregon it's from traveling Miami to Oregon, now traveling to Atlanta, back to back to Oregon in regards to like how that came into play. I don't know, but this was a big letdown in regards to especially the game we just came off of with Miami and Ole Miss. So unfortunate, but now it looks like we are getting a Indiana versus Miami national championship, a Big Ten ACC national championship. Again, no SEC school in the mix. What are your quick thoughts about the natty of a Miami versus Indiana team? Can a Miami hang with the Indiana team that could win a dogfight, or can blow your ass out the water as what they're doing right now? What are your quick thoughts on the natty?
Well, I wouldn't. I would not want it any other way, honestly. With these specific of teams, take out the conferences. We all know me and you have SEC bias, but this is what I want to see: two programs that have really. I mean, Miami's obviously been here before, but it means something more to them. So, also, second point, it's pretty crazy how the Hurricanes will be playing this national championship in their own home football stadium. Crazy. So it'll be an amazing atmosphere. But my thoughts on it, when it comes to Miami, and I believe you and I talked about this, Miami's defense, I've watched the past two games. I've seen their defense make the hardest. They play the grittiest. Their hits are just so, I guess sound is the word I'm looking for. They're so well coached, and it's going to be an amazing matchup seeing Mendoza and this gunslinging offense putting up 56 points against that hard-hitting defense. But my prediction, Indiana's still going to win. This is ridiculous. I mean, the way that they're blowing these teams out just says it all.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to let this brew and let this sit a little bit, but I don't think the matchup is good for Miami. But Miami's really going to have to, and it's easy to say, they're going to have to take control of the game, right? And it starts with their strength, and that's with the boys up front, right? It's gonna. I think they'll have an easier time getting to Mendoza than they did Trinidad. And that's because Trinidad and that offense, and it's so fast, he's so decisive, he gets the ball out quick. When this is more of a, they'll have more opportunities to get to Mendoza. So with that being said, how do those guys, again, Mesidor and Ruben Bain, how do those guys really dominate the game if they can dominate the game? This is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it pans out.
I'll tell you what they need to do. First things first, when that crowd is, you got all the Miami Hurricane legends on the sidelines, the atmosphere is going to be rocking. They need to come out and they need to put some nasty, hard hits on their star players. I mean, it's the truth. It's the way they're going to set the tempo, gain all the momentum. From there on out, I mean, if they establish themselves that way, that's the best way for them to go about it. It's my 2 cents.
Yeah, listen, we're going to have a week and some change to talk about it and break this game down. God, I'm looking at the stats from this Indiana game. Indiana was 11 for 14 on third down. My goodness. That is ridiculous. Yeah, this game is over before it even got started. It was over after the first pick.
It's got me thinking, and don't call me crazy, but is there anything suspicious about this?
Suspicious? I don't know, man.
Back in the day, you could say they're paying their players a bunch of money, but we're at NIL now. It's just mind-boggling how a team like Indiana 2 years ago can go from that to this so quickly. And yes, you can say Signetti has his guys believe. He brings in 10 out of the 50 guys that he's already worked with. What is it in the foundation of the program and him to make them put this up?
Bro, it's something up there, bro. Keep in mind, his first year, he brought 14 JMU players with him. They all started. There's 7 of them left. right? I'm sure some graduated. He got a quarterback built through the online. Like he's not going to be a guy that's going to be chasing 5-stars. He's going to be chasing guys that fit him and wanna go to Bloomington, Indiana to play for the Hoosiers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to be interested to see on signing day, the second period signing day, like the type of guys that just start recruiting to him. You see it right through the portal, the type of guys he's getting, but you can't really build a sustainable product through the portal. So again, I'm going to be interested to see how this pans out, but I don't know. Signetti's selling something up there. He's selling something. So we'll see how it pans out. But hey, Rex, I appreciate you coming on for a second time. Won't be the last time.
Of course.
Won't be the last time.
Yes, sir. We got many more to come.
We'll chop it up again. First live show, right? If anybody tuned in, right, or if you're gonna be watching this once it's uploaded, drop a comment, right? I'm in the chat. I chop it up with everybody. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Let's talk ball, right? This is the Sideline on College Sports Crew, right? YouTube page, right? I know I do Athletes Forum podcast. There could be some news coming soon in regards to the name, but we're gonna chill with the Sideline. Stay tuned. We got We Talk Ball coming up with their instant reaction. NFL is coming up soon. But in the meantime, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, let me know what you guys think. And this is the Sideline. Take care.
Yes, sir.